When in doubt, use this music for a video. Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today has been the next of the JP updates. And we're going to take a look at all the new content, give very brief overviews of everything. And I thought I'd start with one of the things that I think, personally, this is the thing I've been waiting for the longest, probably since we first saw Light Veritas go up in the story mode. What? Never mind. Yes, Wind Veritas has shown up in the game, and good news, bad news situation with this character. I'm going to preface this before we get into talking details, especially two major details about this character, and that is that Wind Veritas, both his TMR and him, look amazing, and that is great news because we you know, blah blah blah. But for people who are curious how you get him, it is actually incredibly easy. There are two new challenge boards on JP. One for like actually raising him, which is as easy as you would think and give most of the most of the stuff you need. But the medallions that you get are essentially from just doing like story. You get the first copy of Veritas just by doing the regular story, and for me, this was just a lot of collecting because I'm up to date on the story. I had no problem getting this. It was done in the blink of an eye. Then I headed over to the shop. I went over into here to the exchange, and there's this exchange in here where you can exchange for character shards, 600 of them, and 720 of these. What's interesting though, you can only get 200 of these so far. You will get the rest apparently later. So yeah, and just going into here real quick. Da 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 da. All right. Oh, we can't do it in this one. Shoot. That's just I don't know. Blame it on Umber's brain being clogged. Still, I'm sure my voice sounds weird. But anyway, let's take a look at a 120 Veritas. And yes, I do say 120 because 140 Veritas, Wind Veritas, does not exist yet. The Veritases are being brought to the game in a 120 state, and they will be later added with a 140 and a limit burst. And I'm curious if this will be individual challenge style missions. It might even not be too far in the future, given that there's already a shop with all the extra orbs you would need to 140 them. It makes me wonder if it's like 2 weeks later, there's going to be some challenge missions and whatnot. But in all honesty, Wind Veritas is not a slouch in terms of stats. Already, he has pretty good defense, really high HP, surprisingly, a lot of attack, at really good speed, and I can only assume that his 140 will push these up to just be even better. And you look at his resistances, and they're pretty nice too. All in all, Wind Veritas is a great little free unit. He looks fantastic. The artwork's great. No complaints whatsoever. If you are complaining about it, well, too bad. Sorry you have to wait for some extra stuff. But honestly, I'm quite impressed with how he turned out. And I think that the Veritas units are looking pretty exciting so far. The only other thing I want to mention is his TMR, which all in all for a free TMR is pretty good. You'll probably see this around certain places in the future, if I was to say. So the Pride of the 8 Elite Alliance Masters Wind effect. Cancel automatic AP recovery effect of enemies throughout the map. Reduces AP, lowers attack for 2 turns, invalidates automatic AP recovery effect, and increases own critical evasion rate for 3 turns. When it comes to talking about an ability that is just absolutely insane on Trust Mastery, this is it. I really don't have any complaints. Stats on this thing are generally nice. They already have speed, HP, critical evasion, and defense, but also a map-wide effect that is just a cancellation of automatic AP generation. A lot of units do that, and even if, I mean, it reduces AP, it lowers attacks for multiple turns, it's just really, really good, and I'm curious how good the rest are going to be, because wow. So yeah, that's a look at Wind Veritas. The only other thing I'll say, I'll give a brief preview. Fighter I don't think is too terribly exciting. His Paladin does give him Immortal Spirit, which, you know, allows him to take a fatal hit, also synergistic with Zidane. He also has Sentinel, Divine Grace, Attract Blade, which are all kind of interesting there. And as for his main job, it does have some jump attacks, does have a triple hit attack, so some wind chaining, which is pretty nice. He can deal damage and potentially stun a target. He can shred AoE resistance on the opponent, though we don't know the exact percentages yet. It is still early. The human killer ability we talked previously, he incapacitates an enemy with penetration damage. On one of his abilities, it does generate him some AP, and he does have an automatic, or not an automatic, but an ability that casts haste at the start when he uses it, and applies an effect that reduces damage the wider the attack range is for 3 turns. So yeah, I gotta say, Wind Veritas looks really, really good for a character that I essentially got today, got to 199 today, and can probably get to 140, or 120, I should say, tomorrow. So cool. Just wanted to shout out that, which is a General Plus, which that would be a good name for a general in an army, wouldn't it? But jokes aside, the FF9 event is going on. There isn't really too much to talk about that, as we've talked about it before. It's just a lot of farming at this point. So I'm not going to go into too much into that. So next, we're still going to continue with Wind Veritas, but we're going to be talking about something else, which is to do with the Wave Quest. Now, I haven't finished this, but here's what you're going to note. You're going to note that they have essentially made Wave Quests here on this part by essentially allowing up to 3 parties, which most people should be able to simply auto it now. If you have 3 capable parties with characters and equipment, it should... Oh, that's a bug. Excuse me. I have no idea where that bug came from. That's kind of scary. Must have been hibernating somewhere or crawled in a crack. Anyway, let's get back to it. So yeah, essentially they made it easier, but there is a second tab that opens once you complete this, where you will be able to earn the rest of the medallions that you need to be able to 120 Wind Veritas. So that's the tricky part. Essentially, you can get them up to, you know, 107, 115, somewhere in there, but trying to get the rest of the does require you to essentially put some effort into wave battles. So that's probably going to be the thing going forward. If we look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, how about that? 8 of them, 8 Veritases. Yeah, that's probably going to be the upgrade procedure. It'll be curious to see where the rest of the orbs get fit in, and whether or not it's going to be some challenges and whatnot to unlock the limit bursts and 140s, but that wouldn't terribly surprise me, and it wouldn't disappoint me either. There it is. All right, let's move on. Talking about the addition to the +1 versions of weapons. So Blood Sword. The Blood Sword is one of the best pieces of equipment in the game. Before, it was absorbing 15% HP damage, human killer, slash attack up. Well, the +1 now absorbs 20% of the damage done as healing. Its slash attack and human killer stay the same, thankfully, but it now gives initial AP up of 10. It's also gotten higher stats, up to 245 in attack. So somehow they made the Blood Sword even better. Cool. Slash units rejoice. I'm certain about that. Continuing on, we'll next talk about the Genji Glove. The other really good piece of equipment. So the big thing seems to be that it is now giving physical and magical damage increase of 12% instead of 10%. It has poison resistance increase of 50 now, so it gives it a little more status effect resistance. And overall, its stats have been improved. Attack and magic power go up to 72, critical to 18, defense to 20, mind of 9. So yeah, both of these are pretty good, but I would probably give the edge to the Blood Sword a little bit, although I'm not saying by any means that the Genji Glove is a bad equipment. Alright, we got some bonuses. I guess we'll use that in a second. Alright, we'll take... Next up, we will talk about upgraded limit bursts. So, Luartha, bring her up because I actually have her off. AP consumption down, destroys barriers that reduces physical damage, significantly reduces reaction rate for 3 turns, deals 2 consecutive damage, chain resistance for 3 turns. Luartha seems incredibly unexciting to me unless there's something I'm not seeing here that will be in Wotv calc data. Pass. Moving on. Alright, good. Alright, one done. Next up, Glacie OG version or wet, depending on who you ask. Alright, AP consumption down now when she uses her limit burst. Increases own damage limit, deals damage that is very easy to hit. After... Conceal the target's guts and re-raise. Not sure if that's correct or hold on. I'm actually going to take a peek at that because my probably not right. Yeah, it actually does affect guts and re-raise on the target. Cool. Creates a barrier to reduce damage for self 3 times and a 3-turn AP automatic recovery effect medium. So not bad. This one's considerably better than Luartha's. For people who are fans of Glacie, still 140ing her and still using her, she does tend to use her limit burst, especially if the AP is available. And she's getting her AP back, so yeah, I could see this being a worthwhile upgrade, especially if you're just in that camp, the water camp. Not bad at all. And last but not least, more spears than you can stick at, which is a type of spear, or a spear is a type of stick, is something along those lines. Oberon, AP consumption reduced, range, shape, strengthened. So now it's gone to a diamond AoE. Also gives a haste effect that increases own CT accumulation for 3 turns. If own HP is 50% or more, additional effect increase resistance to single attack resistance while haste effect is granted. Recovers a certain portion of HP when HP drops below a certain amount. Increases physical damage for 3 turns before attacking. So Oberon's limit burst also is a very valuable one here. I mean, we're looking at essentially a limit burst that gets used pretty often, and it getting upgraded into a larger AoE means it's just easier to trigger for him. So yeah, both, this is pretty open and shut for me. Both Luartha or Luartha seems like the one that just doesn't get there. But Oberon and Glacie, depending on who you use, are pretty good and probably worthy of a upgrade. All right. And I guess this brings us over to the summon banners, where we're going to do some summons in a second here. Starting, we're going to talk about this guy, though. So Shinryu. Shinryu's VC is pretty damn strong. 30 magic human killer. For people who are interested in the BB Helena or a magical team with some combination of characters, this VC is really good. It also just protects you a little bit and your characters. It has accuracy bonuses, and for guild battle, you're getting a lot here. As for the Esper itself, I do know it is a 16 agility Esper. Let me see if I have just a few other details. No, not there. This is just going to be a long video. I mean, usually, but unfortunately, Ultima doesn't have it, and I don't have the Esper yet. I know that there is some unique things on the Esper's job board, which is the thing I wanted to get. Yeah, this is the beast. Yeah, it's just not listed yet. I saw something to do with the Esper, which was pretty interesting in terms of it giving potentially just a 20% damage boost to all abilities out there, regardless of what type of ability it was, and it seemed really, really interesting, which is why I'm going to do this right now, and curse when we don't get anything. But yeah, I think that Shinryu and the VC are pretty nice VCs. Guild battle is a pretty regular thing, that people end up doing, so in terms of holo VCs, there could be a lot worse out there. Think any of these are going to turn into a rainbow? I mean, I'm talking to you in the future. You've probably already read the history books about how this pull went. Just badly. But anyway, I digress. One thing I will say about the Shinryu VC that is notable for people out there who are interested, the Shinryu VC is actually a VC that you can farm shards for. You were not able to farm shards for the FF9 ones because, of course, they were limited. But this one, regular holo VCs that are permanent, you can farm shards for. And that's fairly good news. I don't think that you can use holo stars for them, which sucks, but is what it is kind of thing. So we're going to use this ticket here. Looks like we're not getting any extra benefits off of this one. And we got a few other couple of tickets here. This video is probably going too long already. So we'll end this video now. Long and short of it, I should do this more at the end of all of my videos, is basically this. Win Veritas is really good, but he is going to require a little more patience. In the meantime, I think he's plenty strong to just be run with Zidane and fly Glacie, or, you know, any win combination really, and be plenty good and useful. They already seem immensely better than the selection quest units, and they were much easier to get and raise, in my opinion. But yeah, Shinryu VC looks good. Shinryu looks preemptively good. And Bloodsword, go get it, +1 when it comes out. Thanks so much for watching, and see you. Fina. See you, Fina.